Hello everybody and welcome to another Vernaka video. My name's Ali Reza, and in order to help you improve your English, I decided we can read a story together. The story is about Tom, and he's a superhero, but not the usual one. It's a little bit different. It's complicated. But let's read this story. Tom decided to become a superhero, but not the usual kind. He was super worker man. His superpower? Saying yes to every task. So he wanted to be a superhero and he said, okay, I can be a super worker man. It means whatever my boss says, I will say yes. Um, let's see just a quick pronunciation point here. Decided. I told you before that when a verb ends with a D or T, and then there is ed, D or T, and then there is ed, the pronunciation of that ed is ed. And we made some examples before. We talked about waited, wanted, and I don't know why I said and. I have no other examples in mind. So here there is one. It's decided. Yeah, that's another one. Decided. Decided. Decided ends with a D, so the pronunciation waited, wanted, and decided. So he decided to become a superhero. Not the usual kind, not the usual type, but super worker man. His superpower was saying yes to every task. Task is something you need to do. An activity you need to do is a task. All right. Tom, can you write the report? Yes. Tom, fix the printer. Yes. Tom, feed the office fish, paint the walls, and organize a party. Yes, yes, and of course, yes. So he was saying yes to everyone. He was a yes man. Let's see a few words here. Fix. Fix the printer. What is fix? Fix is repair. Repair. Something is broken and you make it better. You fix it. He wanted to fix everything. Feed the animals, give food to the fish, paint the walls, organize a party, everything, yes and yes. Soon, Tom had a very heavy workload, bigger than his cape. You know, he's wearing a cape. It's something he wears because he's a superhero, right? So he has a heavy workload. What is heavy workload? It's the amount of work you have to do. If it's high, we say you have heavy workload. For example, most people have a heavy workload on Mondays. So he had a heavy workload, bigger than his cape. He didn't sleep. He answered emails in the shower. While he was taking a shower, he was answering emails. He once accidentally printed a 60-page report on toilet paper. You can see there's toilet paper and the report is printed there. I don't know how you can accidentally do that. To be honest, it's just crazy, right? But there is a word once. Once means one time. There was one time that he did it. He once printed. Oh, that's another example. Printed. Remember the rule with ed? Waited, wanted, decided, printed. Okay. One day, he passed out on his keyboard and woke up with a letter Q on his forehead. He looked in the mirror and said, maybe even superheroes need to say no sometimes. So he starts to realize that he's making a mistake. One day he passed out. What is pass out? Pass out is when you're super tired and you just pass out. It's kind of like faint. Pass out. He passed out. Let's see the definition of the word pass out. It's a phrasal verb. To become unconscious. Pass out is to become unconscious. When you don't understand what is happening anymore, you pass out. Become unconscious. He consumed enough alcohol to make him pass out. If you drink a lot of alcohol, you'll pass out. Don't do that. So he woke up and there was the letter Q on his forehead. Forehead is this part of the face. It's called forehead. Fore means front. and forehead. So this is the head and this is forehead. Uh, fore is opposite for back, like background, foreground. For like the word foretell. Uh, foretell is to say something beforehand. Forecast also. Let me see if I can get a list of. I think I can do that. Just give me a moment. Okay. List of words with the for. So I'm going to give you a list. It's an interesting thing to learn. So for is Latin, which means it's Old English, and it means before or in front. And here's an example. Here's a list of examples. Foretell, forecast, forward. Forecast, when you think of something that will happen in the future and you tell it, like weather forecast. You say what will happen in the future. Foretell, to say something that will happen in the future. Foreword, word. And forefront. Foreword is a short introduction to a book. Yes, the short introduction of a book, foreword. So it's a word before another word. And forefront, something that is like in the front of something. Forefront. Let me see a definition. The leading most important position is forefront. The forefront of science and education. The leading or most important position is forefront. So as you see, for means before or in front of. Anyways, that's just a sidetrack. So he woke up and on his forehead was letter Q of the keyboard. And he realized that there is something wrong that needs to change. Oh, that's it. That's the end of the story. Just work-life balance. Don't work too much. Don't be super worker man. That's the moral of this story. Now here we have a list of words from today's text. Task is a piece of work or job that needs to be done. Heavy workload is a large amount of work that has to be done. Cape is a piece of clothing that hangs from the shoulders, often worn by superheroes. Pass out is to lose consciousness or faint. And forehead is the flat part of the face above your eyebrows and below your hairline. There's also a few questions on the bottom of the page. It says, what do you do when you have a heavy workload? How can someone manage a heavy workload better? And have you ever said no to something because your workload was too heavy? Actually, in order to answer question 2, you could use the word delegate. If you don't know what it means, you can check in a dictionary. That's just a quick homework for you. But bosses and managers need to learn to delegate. That's how you can manage a heavy workload. So I hope you will spend a few minutes to answer the questions there in order to help improve your speaking skills. All right, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video and see you next time.